Hey, thanks for checking this video out. So it's our year end and we just got all our numbers back from the accountant, and something that really blew our mind when we looked at it was that we did, I think it was $3.28 million in revenue last year, which is huge for a 2-employee company, right? We run YouTube ads, TikTok ads, we sell leads in a few different verticals. We're based in rural Canada, believe it, but most of our clients are across Canada and in Europe and the United Kingdom. But I wanted to share sort of the top insights I had and what allowed us to do such a big number. Now, I know a lot of people talk about their 7-figure businesses, and that it really pisses me off because they don't tell you how much money they made. So I'm not going to reveal the exact number, but we did better than 30% profit after everybody was paid, everything was done, that we were able to use for future investment and, of course, to grow other things in our business. So it wasn't like we did $3.2 million and only made, $100 or something like that, right? It was a very lucrative year, and I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity to do that. And I'm grateful to have this chance that you're going to listen to me for a few minutes, I hope, talk about the insights that I had, and some of these things will help you. So before I get started here, please like this video so more people can see it. I know you've heard lots of YouTubers say this before, and subscribe to my channel so that I can help share more knowledge with you over the coming weeks and months, that if you're trying to scale up, if you're trying to increase your income, if you're trying to get better, you're trying to change mindset, hopefully I can play a part in that and help you. So let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about what did it take to do that type of number. So I'm going to look over this way a little bit because I've got some notes on my laptop screen here that I'm going to reference for this video. So the first thing was we did the numbers that I pulled up quickly, but it's more than this, I think. But we did 114,416 leads across a few financial services verticals, which is a big number, right? So that explains where the revenue came from, right? Over 100,000 leads we did. And we spent more than $5 million on YouTube. And then I don't have the exact number. I'd say thus far we probably spent about $150,000 to $200,000 on TikTok as we started to really get into TikTok this year, because we've found some synergies between YouTube creative and such with the style we take. And to do that, we had about 30 odd buyers of leads. So as I mentioned just previously, our business model is that we own a bunch of landing pages, websites, URLs. We run traffic to those. We capture lead data. Then we create agreements with buyers where we sell our lead data, right? So we're a pay-per-lead agency. And doing over 100,000 leads, obviously, you can figure that out. That's where the big number comes from, but that's our model, right? But this same strategy would work if you're an affiliate, especially if you're an affiliate, because you've got room to scale, or if you're doing retainer work, and I'm going to talk about a little bit of this. So here's some of the takeaways. So the first thing to do this kind of number is you have to be in the position to be able to do this kind of revenue. So what do I mean by that? Well, you can't just jump from, say, running 4 businesses ads at $500 a month, running Facebook ads, and grow to $5 million. That's not in a very short period of time. There's steps that have to happen. So you need to put yourself in a position where you can do these types of numbers. And it's probably not going to be charging $500 a month on retainer. It's probably going to be more about maybe packaging out that retainer service you do into a systemized service where maybe you're selling it for $1,000 and then getting 100 clients that buy that service, or moving into selling leads, or getting into some sort of offer that can be scaled, right? So if you're selling an ebook off ClickBank and you've got a funnel that's working, you can scale that up, right? Or like in our situation, if you're selling leads, say in auto financing, and you've got 10 buyers now, you can scale that to 20 buyers to another country or something like that, right? So you've got ability to scale. That's the first takeaway. And I realized that, I had this goal of achieving this type of number, and I knew that in order to achieve that number, we had to be in a situation where we had either people that were able to buy big numbers of leads, or we had to have lots of people that were going to buy leads. And I took the angle of having a few people that would buy a big volume of leads rather than, say, hundreds of people that will buy a small amount of leads. And that's more about our time management. We didn't want to have multiple customer service representatives managing buyers from us, right? The second takeaway is this, and this wasn't something that I had at the beginning, but I developed it over the last 16 to 24 months, is you have to believe in yourself and know you have the skills to deliver on the services, right? So that might sound ambiguous. So more specifically, I had to believe that I was good enough to write the scripts, to write the copy, to create the videos and run the campaigns, spend that type of money on my Amex every month so that we could generate that type of revenue. And I didn't have that 24 months ago, right? A few things happened for me over the last couple of years that put me in a situation that built that confidence. One of them was, losing our Facebook accounts and having to learn YouTube or else losing the business, which I did. And then from that, I was sort of one of the pioneers, first people that really pushed to YouTube ads on a performance marketing. And I was interviewed by some influential people in the space. And I put up my own course and that type of stuff, which really helped build the confidence and build my network, right? But you need to believe you can do this. And that can be learned. If you don't have that confidence now, that doesn't mean you can't build the confidence to do it, but you have to practice. You need to do the work, right? I listened to a video recently of Sylvester Stallone. It was one of these motivation videos, and he talked about when he was first trying to write movies, he used to go to the movie theater with a voice recorder, a tape recorder, record the dialogue of the movie, and then go home and try and rewrite the dialogue, right? Which might seem like, holy crap, how long did that take? But he did that because he knew that's how his chops would get better, right? I'm assuming, I don't know the guy, right? But, he became a better writer as he did that. If you're writing ads, the same thing is true. Old copywriting books will tell you, rewrite old long-form sales letters and direct response ads. Do that, right? Go out to swiped.co. I'll put this in the description and look up some old ads. Look at competitors' ads. Look at competitors' ads on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, wherever. Look at what's working. How would you use what they're saying in their ad in your market, right? So that's the second takeaway, right? The third is that you need to be having conversations with people consistently. If you're not in a situation now in your agency or business, whatever you're running, where you could press on the gas and scale up like that, then you need to be having conversations, right? I listen to a lot of motivational speeches and talks and self-development talks by a guy named Jim Rohn. And he talks a lot about, reaping in the fall what we plant in the spring. It's the law of sowing and reaping. We have to be able to reap in the fall what we planted in the spring. But if you don't plant in the spring, then you ain't going to harvest anything, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, like, if you're not reaching out to people, if you're not trying to build your network, if you're not running ads to capture leads from your own funnels to build out your client base or whatever it is, if you're not having the conversations, if you're not working on scaling up your funnel of having more people to sell to, well, then you're not on the right track here. You need to be investing in that, right? And then really the final thing is that I really take away from this, and this was something that developed over time, is that you need to be in the position to be able to spend the type of money that you need to be able to spend to generate that type of revenue. So in our pay-per-lead business, there was obviously I instantly couldn't spend $500,000 or $300,000 a month on YouTube. It took time to build that up. And as you scale your business, you obviously doors open up, that availability becomes possible to you, right? So those are some takeaways of things that kind of changed in the last 24 months for me. But now getting more specific, what did the day-to-day look like for us to produce that? Well, there's three things that I want to talk to you about. The first things is systems. The second things are consistency. And the third thing is discipline, right? Something that I've come to realize is that with discipline, nothing is impossible, right? If you are an undisciplined person, if you like to sleep in late, you like to stay up late, you like to go out partying, you don't like reading, you don't like putting in the effort, you're trying to get by with as little as possible and trying to hit a home run, you might want to pause this video now, because I'm going to tell you right now, without becoming a disciplined person, you are going to slog it out and probably not achieve the outcomes you want. That's a truth, right? If you can be disciplined and implement things consistently, and I'm not going to speak in such ambiguous terms here in a second, then you can achieve almost anything you want, right? This might sound like a Tony Robbins video or something like that, but I'm telling you, these concepts, these self-development, personal development concepts, you need to be implementing these things in your life. You need to be working on improving yourself, because you can't go from earning $50,000 to $5 million in an instant and be able to handle it. You have to improve yourself to the point where you can be a person that can make that type of money and handle it. Otherwise, you're going to F it up on the way along, right? That's the truth. So, and I know this from experience, because this isn't my first time reaching a half-decent plateau of revenue. I've had two different instances where I did this before over the last 16 years that I've been self-employed and an entrepreneur, that I messed it up and lost the money, right? I've learned, and I'm doing differently this time, so that even if something happens that we can't continue to operate in the frame of business we are now, I have things in place that the world won't fall down, because we're taking these profits we make and we're investing them in other things: real estate, equities, building out other websites as real estate investment, real estate in the internet world, right? So let's talk about systems, consistency, and discipline, right? So the first thing is, from systems, you need to figure out what your major things are. Too many people spend a lot of their time on minor things, right? They're constantly checking stats, or they're constantly looking for new offers, or they're constantly buying new courses, or whatever it might be, or looking for new little hacks or things, right? Instead of figuring out what the major things are that they can do right now. And what I realized was I boiled all of our success down to one thing. And it was, if we make better ads, we get more and lower cost leads, which means we make more profit and we can sell more leads to more clients. So what was the one major thing I could do every single day? Write more scripts, make more videos. That was it. So if every day I sat down with my notebook and my pen, yes, I would work offline to develop this stuff, and I still do, and I come up with 5 new or 10 new unique ways to potentially position our offers that we're promoting on YouTube and TikTok, then I was always going to have a fresh flow of content. And I would literally every day make videos, write videos, put videos into campaigns, and test them, right? That took discipline to do that every day, because it's not easy to do this stuff. Sometimes we would find it boring, sometimes we would find it challenging, right? But we had to stick with it. Otherwise, if we didn't stick with it, what was going to happen was we wouldn't have the new sort of influx of creative we needed, right? So that's the first thing. You need a system. You need to know what your major things are. You need to do it consistently. You need to have discipline to stick with it, right? Now, when is consistency most important? When things are going well. Because when things are going well, our mood is up, we're in a better place, we're more zen-like, we're not so plagued with worry and fear. And when things are going well, that's when you want to double down on writing new videos, writing new scripts, testing new images, testing new ads, testing new funnels, writing new advertorials, all that stuff. Because that's when it's easier than when you're panicked and your back is against the wall and you're like, crap, I need something to work today because everything's going to heck in a handbasket, right? So having consistency to do it when things are going well and when things aren't going well, and especially when you don't feel like doing it, right? Which is another huge takeaway. Every day, weekdays, don't work weekends if I can help it to be with my family, but every day, getting up at 5 a.m., 4:30 some days, writing my ads first thing, getting into it, getting those ads out there, working on them so that before the day got a hold of me, right? And I would lose track of those most important things, I would get that work done, right? That took discipline and that took consistency, because it was way easier some nights to stay up and watch something on Netflix, right? Or whatever, than to read a book that was self-development focused, that was helping me produce a new skill in my life that was going to help me in my business and my relationship, my marriage, and being a parent and all this stuff. It was way easier to just watch stuff on Netflix, right? It was way easier to not get up at 4:30 and try and sneak out so the kids would wake up and go downstairs, make my coffee, grab my journal and start hitting it with writing new ads, right? It's easier to not do that stuff. But paraphrasing someone else who said this, is that, success comes from really choosing a few disciplines, a few tiny disciplines, like writing new ads every day and doing them consistently day after day after day after day, right? The same as failure or lack of success comes from not doing that, right? So just going to take a look at my notes here that I've got. So really, finally, the last thing is, so if you're listening to all this, you're like, okay, yes, I want to improve my results. I want to make more money. I want to get more clients. I want to generate lower costs on my digital ad campaigns or whatever it is. What can you do now, right? Well, the first thing is you need to figure out where you're at, right? So what are you doing and what is the biggest problem you need to overcome? Is it that you don't have enough clients? You know what to do. You've got a service you can do really well at. My dog's in the background here having a little nap. If that's the case and you need more clients, then focus in on how do I generate clients? How do I attract more clients? I can tell you right now, a really great way to attract new clients is to run your own paid ad campaigns. And if you're in a market where people go to Google and look, do people search for your market? Let's say you're in like roofing and you want to do roofer contracting marketing or sell leads, then go to Google and look like roofer leads. Buy search ads in Bing and Google for roofer leads and have your own landing page and have a great offer, have 10 free leads and bring in your own prospects and sell them on the phone. Right? If you're not good at sales, then figure out how to do that. Your local library, buy books, buy whatever you need to do, but get better at sales. I would recommend you start with books. Don't start with going and buying some video course that you'll start and not finish. Buy a book and commit yourself to read it from the beginning to the end, right? Maybe it's that you don't know how to run ads good enough, or you can't get results, you can't consistently get results. Well, then maybe you need to be a better copywriter, because copywriting is the most overlooked skill, in my opinion, in the whole digital marketing space. Too many people think they know how to need to use Facebook ads or the TikTok ad dashboard or the YouTube, Google ad dashboard. You need to know that stuff in order to be successful, and that's not it. You need to be a good copywriter, because that's what I was doing every morning and continue to do every day in my scribbler, is write copy, not journal on what button I have to press, right? If you make better ads, you will get better results, and it doesn't matter what your targeting is or your bid or any of that crap, right? So becoming a better copywriter is probably your number one thing you need to do if you're struggling to get results. A way to do that would be to buy 2 books I'm going to recommend you right now, and I'll put them in the description. The first one is Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. Book's going to cost you probably like $200, but it's incredibly worth it, and you should read it like 10 times, right? The second one is called Cashvertising. The author is eluding me, Eric Whitman, or Drew Whitman. Drew Whitman, I think, is actually the author of that one. But you can check it on Amazon or wherever you buy your books, right? Just search Cashvertising and buy that book too and read it like 10 times, right? Those are the 2 things I would do. And the third thing as a bonus I would do is I would go look at Swiped, swiped.co.co. I'll post that in the description as well. Go check out that site and look at some old school ads and look at what type of stuff people used to, what were the headlines like? What were the ideas like? Not because maybe you are in whatever space, like selling cars or selling insurance or selling, dish detergent or whatever it is, but you're looking for ideas to get your head going. How can I position my offer differently? You don't want to be a swiper and deployer. You don't want to be someone who goes to Facebook ad library, sees an ad that's been running for a while, copy it and run it yourself, because then you're solely reliant on being able to launch someone else's ad, right? So I hope this video, it's way longer than I thought it would be, but I just love to talk. But I hope this is valuable. Part of my plan for the next 12 months is to produce video content like this that I believe will be helpful to people like you watching this to grow your business, to get more clients, to write better ads, to do better work, right? Because it's just a must. It's something I just need to do, right? I'm going to continue to do it. And I took a break from YouTube for a while, but now I'm back on it. And I have a plan and a long roadmap of content to produce. So please subscribe to my channel below and like this video so that more people can see it. And if you've got questions about what I'm talking about here, post a comment below. I'll reply. If it needs its own video, we'll do its own video, right? But we've got plans for more content this year. Note, more content. I'm not suggesting I'm coming out with some course I'm trying to hook people with that I want to sell them. That's not my angle here. My angle is I want to produce content, show you the tools I'm using, show you some of the methods that we use, and we're gonna do that here on YouTube. So depending on when you're watching this video, I'm publishing this in October 2022. There's definitely more content on my channel if you're watching this weeks or months later. So check out if I've got the solution already in a video to a problem you've got, or post a comment below. All right. Thanks so much. Please subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for giving me 20 minutes of your time today. I'm very grateful for that, because attention is one of the most valuable things we can buy for in people's lives right now, because it's freaking hard to give, right? So we'll see you in the next video, and get out there and do the next thing to help yourself grow, whatever it is. Get more clients, write more ads, become a better salesperson, become a better talker, become a better presenter, become a better copywriter, whatever you need to do, all right? And I want to help you do it. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.